Hi, and today I'm going to show you how we can use the Survey app in Office 365. Now, to add this app, we would go about adding it in exactly the same way as the others, but click Survey as the app we're going to add. You'll notice I've given mine a friendly name of Your Feedback because I use this quite a lot in education to get pupil responses on how they think they've been taught that week or that half term or that term, and then I can adapt my teaching to meet their needs. So I use this to get feedback from pupils, but there are so many uses you can use this for, maybe a pop quiz at the end of the week, or I actually sometimes get my students to make surveys for each other just to test their own knowledge and do peer assessment. First thing I need to do obviously is click on Your Feedback, and that's going to take me into the Survey app. Then I'm going to click on Settings and I'm going to click on Add Questions, and it's as simple as what it says. It's now going to allow me to add questions. So this is just going to be question number 1. Obviously I type in the question that I wanted to ask, and I've got a whole list of things I can do here. So there is a choice, so they can select a multiple choice option, or there's a single line of text if you want them to have a text box, multiple line of text if you want them to type lots, and there's another whole load of things that you can play around with and pick which one you want them to be able to answer. Require a response means that they have to answer that question to submit their survey. So if you definitely want to answer that question, click yes, and it means they'll have to. Then we have got options underneath, drop down menu, radio buttons. It's really for you to play around with this. There are too many options for me to explain, but try them all out. Make sure you know which one's best for your survey. I normally leave it on the default one, although sometimes I do go for drop down if I'm giving them multiple choice, because it means we're going to have a drop down list that they can pick from. If you go for radio buttons, then it lists all the options and they click on the one they want rather than it being a drop down list. So it's personal preference. The main thing I then need to do is either go to next question or finish. If I was adding 10 questions, 15 questions, obviously I'd go to next question. If I'm happy and I've now done my last question, I click finish, and it then completes that survey and saves that survey. Your students then, to respond, need to do the same thing as you. Click on the Your Feedback or whatever you've called your survey on the left hand side, but instead of clicking Settings, which they probably won't have permission to go into, they click on Respond to this survey, and that will just load the questions that you've asked them. It will give them the drop down list that you gave them. They can pick their choice and click Finish. Now, because I've answered that question, it would let me click Finish. If I click Finish and I haven't answered the question, remember I said that this one had to be answered and it was required, so it won't let me submit my feedback. And that is really all there is to how you use the Survey app on Office 365.